Hello, 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 and welcome to a very special stream with a very special announcement. I'm joined once again by Marek, and yes, Space Engineers is coming to PlayStation. Here we are, Marek.
Hello, everybody.
Great, and of course, this is maybe a bit of a surprise for some people, but this is obviously something that has been going on. It's been in the works, working in parallel with other things that we're working on at Keen. Again, we always have work happening in parallel like this, but it's a big day because of course we have PC, we have Xbox, and it was only kind of natural that the another ecosystem as epic as PlayStation was going to be asking, when are we going to get Space Engineers? And well, we don't have the exact date yet. It is coming next year, and you can add to your wish list on the PlayStation Store right now. So, Marek, maybe just to get us started here, let's. So, why PlayStation, right? And how does it feel to kind of to be here today to kind of have a whole new platform?
Yeah, thank you, Joel. I think you said it nicely. The reason is that we always want to grow the ecosystem of space engineers, make the community larger, make the game available to more players. So this is why actually PlayStation was always a must-have for us from the beginning. And we are announcing PlayStation Now, and we'll be releasing it in a few months, basically, so that the community of space engineers can grow, because not everybody can play it on Xbox or on PC. So, and the goal, my vision with the game was always that to get it to as many players as possible so they can create more creations, share it with other people, and then basically everybody gains from this collaboration. So that's the main reason why we need to get it on PlayStation.
Yeah, and it's I can already see some great comments, and it's good because I know we've been doing these live streams, Dev Lost in Space, and I've had the question asked for a while. When PlayStation, when PS4, when PS5, and I've always had to give him quite kind of a political, how to word like this PR, political speak answer. But I knew in the background, I was like, oh, you guys are going to be so happy when we made this announcement when it was ready. So one of the other things is, of course, there'll probably be some, there'll be more information soon. I mean, Marek's already touched that. We were trying to get this out as soon as possible. And I've also, as you might have seen the end screen there, I don't have the end screen to hand, but this will be available on, both PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. And actually today, we've got a live demonstration plan. So we're actually going to show you guys today a cross-play session with, I believe, 2 PlayStation players, 2 Xbox players, and I think at least one PC player. So we're going to have a 3 ecosystem cross-play demonstration here in just a little bit here. So as you can see, I've got my PlayStation controller, and I have to admit, I hadn't used PlayStation. I had to get familiar myself with controller. As you guys know, I'm mainly a PC guy, but it's definitely been amazing to see Space Engineers, the dashboard on a whole new another ecosystem. So that was definitely a really cool thing, and hopefully you guys are going to like this demonstration we have in a bit. So Marek, I know we want to touch as well on the next update for Space Engineers. I see a lot of questions about it. Some people, people are expecting that release, the Grid AI. And Marek, I know you wanted to kind of give an update regarding that update.
Yeah. So regarding Grid AI update that I guess everybody's waiting for, it needs more time, and I really want it to be good. I don't want to rush it, and really something that I will personally not be proud of. So basically, we are taking some time to work on it, and when it will be in a good stage, then I will be very happy to announce it and to show it to people. So, but right now, I feel that it needs more time, to polish it, to make it really good.
And that's the main thing, I think, is like, as you've probably followed from some of the earlier teasers and previews you've released, is that it's been in the works for a while now, but we really want to have full confidence that this will be the update that you guys are waiting for, and that we are kind of aiming to to get to as well. So I know the wait has been hard, and we do really want to release it to you guys as soon as possible, like of anything, but we do want to make sure that we're all happy with it internally. So also you guys, the players, will be really also happy with it when it comes out. So that's the main message there. And we'll probably repeat this because I'm sure that people join the stream will probably answer the same question. So we can touch on it later. But for now, we will jump into the blog post, kind of detailing some of the PlayStation port news. Later, we'll be joined by Chenda, who was working on this port. And he'll be giving some more technical details and answering any questions. Because I know whenever we do whenever, we haven't had one before, but when we did Xbox, I know there was also a lot of questions about some more specifics. So we'll be able to answer those later on. So let me get this blog post up here. I have it already. Just need to okay. I think we're looking at the same thing. That's correct. I'll just open this one. Great, Marek. So we're going to... Aaron, I've already got Zoom maxed out, so I'm not sure if Marek has a... Marek, do you have a way to increase your mic volume? Because it sounds fine, but it is a little quiet, but I've already got the thing maxed here. So if you can see a way on your end to increase the mic, that would be super.
Have a look on it.
And new content is coming. And I say, like, just while we're waiting here, the other thing is that, of course, we have Grid AI and some of the other things that will come in that, the event controller. I know some of these things that we've teased, but even beyond that, we really have some exciting things planned beyond this and into the future. And maybe again we can touch on that a bit later. But in terms of content, blocks, mechanics, there is a lot of things, being planned. And I do want to say that regarding this PlayStation version, this was in parallel. So this wasn't like somehow like this was going on. This has been going on at the same time as the bug fixes, the development of 202 and the future updates. So I think it's really important to note there that this is and there's one other thing as well, that like with the Xbox, any optimizations that come with this new version, PC and Xbox will also benefit from as well, as always. So that's the main point there. Right, okay, Marek, so have you got the blog post up?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
okay, super. So I will show this on the... Go on.
Is my mic volume better?
I think so. I think it is a bit better now, yeah.
Should I add?
If you can add some more, that'd be great. I think
So let's try this one.
Okay. That sounds good.
This is the maximum, I guess.
It's good though, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, super. Aaron can confirm on the stream end that that's okay. Super. Okay, so I see lots of questions already, and we'll definitely get to them in a little bit here. Let's bring this up. So, announcing Space Engineers on PlayStation. And Marek, do you want to kind of go over this? I'll let you go over this first part here. I know we're going to switch over there.
Yeah. So I think first, like, main things are that there is crossplay between PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. So players from all these platforms can play together on the same servers. Then there will be dedicated servers also for PlayStation players, which will be shared with the other players. So that's another interesting news. Then there will be mod support, and of course mods and blueprints through Mod.io. So I would say the same experience as Xbox players.
No, and of course there will be, in terms of the details in terms of PC limits, is we'll get to that later. And I think Chenda will also be touching on some of the more technical side. And yep, you're able to add to your wish list right now. So this is we got the intro here, and I think that was the main points. And I think, do you want to go now, Marek, to the 2023? how this will look like. There's some more details here, but actually you kind of covered it pretty. You summarized it very well, Marek. Actually, this is all all the points here actually right here. So I'm not sure if there's anything you want to add here as well. I mean, there's something about the roadmap a little bit, how that might look.
So we'll be releasing it in a few months. So people who are interested in this, they should wish list now. There will be some pre-orders starting later. There will be some beta testing and so on. And yeah, that's that. And then of course we'll be supporting PlayStation release as we go forward.
Exactly, and I think this will start with just checking this here. Yeah. Just wanted to show this. Yeah, so there will be some kind of beta, guys, as well. And you may remember on Xbox, we had something similar. So there will be a beta version. And once we'll be happy with that beta version, there'll be then the final release as well. So that will also be a really important time for the community, especially the PlayStation community, to actually help make sure that beta version is the best it can be. So then moving forward to the final release, so definitely that will be a great help for us if we can get as many testers and players as possible to take part in that beta version testing. Which, yeah, more info soon. But as Marek said, a couple of months we're aiming to have something for you guys to jump into. So not long.
And then I think it's also important to comment on the differences between PC and Xbox and PlayStation. So there shouldn't be a difference between Xbox and PlayStation. And regarding difference for PC, or against PC, of course there are some differences because PC hardware is usually much more powerful than PlayStation. So there are some obvious, let's call it like limitations or differences. But what I want to emphasize is that we are not downgrading the quality or the possibilities of the PC version because of the Xbox or PlayStation version. So like some games, they do this, that they kind of get to some kind of average performance or average quality for the game and feature set that is then running okay on all three platforms, PC, Xbox, PlayStation. So they downgrade basically so that some kind of like common denominator, thing. And so we don't do this. So the PC quality will stay as it is, or basically it will just get better over time, but we are not downgrading the PC quality because of consoles. So I just want to emphasize this.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, Marek, because I touched on it briefly earlier, but this came up with the Xbox, and it's the same with PlayStation, that this really will not affect, well, I think either Xbox or PC, the existing platforms at this point. But I know PC because PC does have more features in some areas. So yeah, there'll be no kind of cutting corners or something to make the PlayStation version available. If anything, it will actually be better for all systems, because through optimizations for the different hardware that is on PlayStation, for example, those optimizations can actually then pass on to Xbox and also PC, of course. So that's a really important message to keep, I think, reminding everyone. But that's good that you brought that up. So there's a short list here. I don't know if you want to go. Is this what you want to leave for Chenda, or did you want to go over this as well, Marek? The what's inside.
I will leave that up to Chenda.
Okay, super.
He work on this, so he knows these details much better, and he can also say some things that like behind the scenes details. I think I said what I wanted to say, and again, I think it's important to bring in new players to Space Engineers ecosystem and to grow it. So new community or growing community is always good. So I'm looking forward to this, and I'm also looking forward to the release day, which will be really soon.
For sure, yeah, and it's not long. Like, I know it definitely was. It's really great. That's not just around the corner. I just wanted to see, Marek, did you want to stay around for a second here while we jump into the live demonstration for a second here?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I think it'd be cool for you to be here to. Okay, I will give the signal to the guys to join the server. Please join now. This is actually quite a cool thing. When I saw this, it definitely. Right. So, are you ready to see? Wait, just loading in. Space Engineers running on PlayStation for the first time here, live. All right, I'm just gonna load this. Okay. Already got something. I'm just waiting for one last thing, and then we'll bring this up. Perfect. And there it is. We're in the PlayStation version, and we've actually, I think the guys are actually color coordinated to show you the different platforms here. So we've got Wizardly Project here, who's also on PlayStation. I should note, I'm playing on the PS4 Pro right now. I think Wizardly Project's actually playing on PS5. We have Keen Xbox on, they might be on the One S. I think Hell Swiss is on PC. And yeah, we also have Livid Shoe as well. Livid Shoe, who's also on Xbox. I forget the exact platform here, but another cool thing here, if I bring up the options screen, look at that. There it is. 3 different platforms. All. Do you see the stream, Marek?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Cool. So, I'm facing the wrong way here. Yeah, the Xbox, PlayStation screen is over here. So, definitely really cool to see 3 different platform logos there. There may be some change. I just should note as well that because this is even a pre-beta version, there may be some bugs. There may even be some crashes. So that is worth noting. I hope not. Things have been tested a lot already, but as this being a pre-beta version, anything can happen, right? So let's see. That was to show you guys the screen here. If you come back here, and everyone is already looking like they wanna have some fun here on the server. So we will actually, I think what we'll do is, can someone here jump in the red ship and do the classic blue ship ram here? It's somehow like the benchmark or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know who volunteers to do that, because I'll watch. In fact, if someone who feels confident in their ramming abilities wants to take control, I will witness this. Let's see here, and I have a couple of surprises in this world as well to actually show people here. Actually, maybe I'll put I know what I'm gonna do to help me see this. Aha! Now I can play like this. Great. Who is do we have a pilot going in there? Just seeing. Well, in the meantime, maybe they're taking a second to go in here. Maybe I can go around and get into one of the other ships that you may have seen in the reveal trailer. Here it is. This is a ship inspired by the original PlayStation 4 console, and it had this kind of like two-tone material vibe on the top, which you'll see in a second here. So I'm actually going to fly this around here before the guys jump into the red ship. It seems like they may have been deciding who to pilot here. Now I realize there's many different variants of PlayStation consoles, right? Different shapes, different number of ridges and everything. But this is the OG right here, right? So I got to remember here. Okay. There we go. Got myself here in third person. Just like they've... Oh, interesting, the controls are inverted here. And then if I do... Here we are. Flying in the PlayStation ship here. Still getting used to the controls. It feels like I think everything's... Am I flying it backwards? Maybe. Oh, maybe I'm flying it backwards here. Hold on. Yes, I'm flying it backwards. I was thinking that the controller was inverted here, but now I'm just realizing that it's yeah. The green ship. You know the green ship. The green ship is the ship that it's been in a number of trailers now. It was also in this PlayStation reveal trailer. But we're going to use this ship to fly down to planets to also show that yes, you know, planets are in on for PlayStation, and we can go down to them from space as well. And to be honest, this model here could probably it's got the carbon fiber skin on it, but I think it would look great with the modular thrusters here as well. There we go. So that was that little surprise there. And what we'll do is now we'll run and see. We'll watch the guys crash the red ship into the blue ship. I feel like we're always going to have to do this whenever there's some kind of new milestone, new update. Oh, they've already done it, I think. They've already done it. All right. Well, you didn't split it, guys. So hit that thing again. Here we go. Oh, they're gonna miss? What? What's going on? Oh man, they like, is that? I know that was debate there. They completely. I'm not sure that was intentional. If that was to like get us all last minute, like took a nosedive. Okay. All right. Take two. He's turning around. Do you got? Oh, I just realized there should be game sound as well here. Let me. Hey, there you go. Do you hear the game sound now, guys? It's quite quiet, but it's there. Okay, awesome. Who is the pilot there? Oh, it's... Okay. Here we go. Now this time. Nice, 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 nice. Big chunk taken out. They're still not going for the... They should be going for the middle, you know, like, but I think it's cool still. They're still biting big chunks out of Marek.
Mm-hmm.
Marek, you realize we'll be doing this for years to come. You know, the red ship on blue ship, you know, it's always going to be. So, absolutely.
It started when we created the first teaser or trailer.
Yeah, it was in one of the, yeah, I don't try to remember the, I'm not sure if it was like the very first, but at least the first official.
I think it was. Actually, in the teaser, there at the end there was like a very short scene.
Oh yeah, on the phone, right?
Or maybe not actually. No, I think it was. And yeah, and actually, I don't know if people know, but we designed this ship so it can be ramped and split in half. You know, so like the inner part or the middle part is quite fragile by design. You know, so that it can be split in half by the red ship.
Yeah, no, it was specifically designed to have a weakness to look cool to split. I think that's why you think that the blue team would have, after all these years, they would have like reevaluated their shipbuilding methods.
They really want their ship to be split in half.
Yeah. Well, I think they call that something, but we won't go into. Oh my god. Okay, so I was right up close to it, but they happened to... I think whoever's piloting that red ship had enough, and they came in for the final blow there. Beautiful. Okay, now it's split. Drifting off completely. Beautiful. There we go. Good job. I don't know who it is, but good job, red ship pilot. Okay, cool. So what we'll do is, Marek... just so we keep things on the... what we'll do is we're going to continue this playtest. We're going to fly down to the planet. And would you like to stay for this? Or would you like to... Because the initial plan was to have Chenda kind of do some more technical stuff. But we can do that first. Up to you.
Well, I will let Chendo to come in and replace me and continue and explain the technical things.
Super. Well, thank you so much for joining us, Marek, as always, on this... massive milestone for space engineers and Keen Software House.
Yeah, thank you for having me, and thanks to the team who was working on this PlayStation update, because it's really huge work. Like, if people know the technical difficulties that like the team had to overcome over the years, because a new platform is always an issue, and it really looks great. It works well, so. I think it's a very good job, and in some sense kind of unbelievable.
I think for sure, because I think some might think it's some kind of like copy and paste job from Xbox to PlayStation, but it's anything from that. It was, yeah. I think Chenda might go into it. It really was like, it was almost like not from scratch, but something like this, right? There was a lot to do. So yeah, but we're here now, so it's really great. And we'll look forward to seeing you next on stream, Marek. Hopefully that will be not too long from now.
Thank you, Joel. Thanks, team, and thanks everybody. Bye.
Bye, Marek. Okay, I will see here. Let's switch across. Now we're gonna get Chenda in here. Oh, there we go. Have we got him? Hey, he's on, and there he is. Chenda, can you hear me? Can we hear you?
Yeah. Hello, Joel. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really pumped to be here today for this, this huge achievement, this huge milestone for the company, the game, and the team. So tell us more, because you've been kind of leading the charge here on this, and how does it feel again to kind of be able to announce this to our community today?
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's nearly 3 years now from release of the Xbox version, or at least pre-orders, and in 3 months, like in April of 2020, we released the Xbox version. So nearly 3 years. Really.
Yeah. And time's flown, right? Like it's actually crazy to think that it feels like, last year we released Xbox. No, 3 years. It's crazy, really, really crazy. But no, this is big, and this is it's even now like I haven't been able to play too much yet because this week was the first time I played it. But really, when I saw all 3 ecosystems playing together, it was like. So maybe just tell us a little bit about more. Like we touched on the end before you joined, just about the challenges of porting it to PlayStation, and how some might assume that we just copy and paste Xbox, right? So maybe go into a little bit more, maybe some of the challenges, and how was it from a technical side to actually get it onto PlayStation?
Yeah, so just to make sure we are on the same page, like it wasn't like we released Xbox, then we enjoyed money for many years, and then now we just hacked it together. Like we started essentially right away after release of the Xbox. We worked a little on the crossplay. So then, like the 197.1 introduced crossplay PC and Xbox, but already at the time we were looking for some partner to start working on the PlayStation version. And at the time of the crossplay release, PC and Xbox, we had already Sighead Games on board working on PlayStation. So, and they are working on it from that day until now. Actually, in a past half year, we had to strengthen them with first, with another company which is helping with the PS5 port, and also with our internal team, which is helping to polish things out, help out with development, etc. So it was really a huge effort. And the reason for this effort is not that Xbox wouldn't be an effort. The Xbox was kind of like making our game console friendly regarding performance, memory, etc., streaming, such things. But with PlayStation, it was another lead because Xbox and PC had kind of similar architecture. They have a DirectX, for example, so that was kind of rendering. Porting the rendering was kind of easy job. And PlayStation is based on FreeBSD. It's not based on Windows, obviously. It's based on its own graphics drivers, graphics API. So it was a big challenge to get rendering working there.
Yeah, so it's clearly a whole new thing a whole new challenges to have to deal with, even compared to Xbox. So it's but it's also probably obviously, well, it is news for the community as well that this isn't just in the last 6 months. This PlayStation version, in terms of the research and the development behind it, has been going on in the background for a while now, and I think that's also important. And so the point is this has been worked on in parallel through numerous updates and DLC releases of Space Engineers.
Yeah, like obviously we're in separate branch not to be kind of hindered the development with the mainline development, but of course we had to from time to time catch up with them. And yeah, by the way, originally we wanted to release PS5 version as a compatibility mode only, similarly as we did with Series X for Xbox. But unfortunately, like PlayStation has quite a big limitations there in compatibility mode. So, for example, for Series X, it really uses all the hardware and it performs awesome, and we have a different setup for rendering for Series X, etc. So it works pretty well. But for PS5, it wasn't possible that way. So we had to change our plans, get another developer on board, like another development studio actually, the Pingle Studio, and they are taking care of like full PS5 support and like
so even there, it's not even the same there. It's like the fact that the
yes,
PS5
it's
version
very much
was
different. Yeah.
Interesting.
Essentially, these are like two platforms, which is
so it was
just crazy.
So it was almost like doing two at once.
Yeah. So as you were saying that there are like 3 platforms in the, joining this server. No, 4 platforms, really.
Well, there you go. And actually, I should know all the people we're playing with right now. They are all our testers, actually. So we actually have testers from our team who are joining us here, and they're actually all. I'm communicating with them here on Discord, and they're following my commands a little bit here. Let's just see. Yeah, there we go. So we're going down to the planet here. Are they going to crash us? Jenna's probably thinking I'll go. Let's see. Let's see how this works out.
Don't worry, Joe.
Okay,
this
good.
Is polished.
Yeah, there you go. Are you guys ready? Impact imminent.
Oh, I would like break it a little, maybe. You want to destroy it?
We're going for
such a nice ship.
Oh my goodness! What an absolute mess! Oh, hold on.
Oh, guys.
It's okay. The Vox are just loading there, but we did make quite a crater there. Goodness me! Who was driving that? They kind of flattened out at the end there, but it actually created quite a nice little quite a nice little crater here.
He should lose a license.
I lost mine long ago. Actually, Chandler, just remember that one thing we wanted to do here is to go through the rest of the blog post. We don't have to show it on screen or anything, but just the points about maybe some of the differences between some of the maybe the limits that people should know about, or some of the differences from PC. So I think we were leaving that to go through with you here. So I can carry on playing here, but if we just go over that, if you have it up there.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, it was Ondra. It was our lead QA who actually crashed that thing. So yeah, we'll get some rovers pasted in, I think, and we'll just go through the points in the blog post here. Let me just get it up here. I'll tell you where we were at, because that might be important. We got to. I think we can just start again. I think because people are still joining. Let's just from the bit that says what's inside the PlayStation version. I think we can go from there, under the red ship picture thing.
Do
you see that? It's above It's the section above performance notes.
Okay, I see.
Cool, wicked. Just to go over I guess okay. Go ahead. Yeah, lead the charge. Lead the charge on this.
All right. So essentially, the version is very, very similar to Xbox. So whenever you have base PS4, it will perform and look like OG Xbox. Whenever you have like PS4 Pro, it will look similar to Xbox One X, but really kind of. And if you have PS5, it will look definitely as good as Series X. Actually, PS4 base is more powerful than OG Xbox, so it will look probably a little bit better. And PS4 Pro is a little bit less powerful than Xbox One X, so it will look a little bit worse, but performance should be very similar.
Cool, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, and
So-
again, you can find all these details and the specifics in Marek's blog post, which I'm sure we can get linked in the chat again there. So if you missed some of this or didn't hear it, then you can check out the blog post later. But yeah, carry on, man.
Mm-hmm. All right. So, release of the PlayStation will be like minor update to the game. So on PC and Xbox, it will get just a update that enables crossplay with PlayStation. And yeah, that will be it. Then all the players will be able to play together on the same servers. And similarly to Xbox, we plan to have some pre-order part. So not yet, but soon we will start pre-orders. And as a kind of like perk for the pre-order players will be the beta version. So we will get the access to the playable game, including crossplay and modding and whatever. So all the features. And actually we will also give out some, but it's maybe surprise, right? Should I tell it?
Maybe like in the blog post we actually mentioned that about the DLC, right?
All right. So
But we don't
that.
don't necessarily what yet, but
Mhm.
in terms of that being a part of the beta thing, so as a reason to pre-order the beta, well, like pre-order the game and then, so I think it's very much the same. So I think with Xbox there was skins, but here with PlayStation we're doing it a bit differently. So the same thing is by pre-ordering you'll get access to the beta, but also you'll get a DLC for free, and I think that's correct, right? At this time, there's
Yeah,
probably okay, super.
Exactly. So essentially the latest released DLC. If we would say which DLC it would be, people would probably know when we will release it. And that's not the
Yeah. So
yeah. Okay, so I'm not saying anything.
yes, wait and see. Yeah, we'll wait and see here.
All right. Other than that, I think Marek kind of summarized it. So yeah, we will still use Mod.io for the mods and blueprints. We will support mods, although of course there are same limitations as on Xbox. So visual mods are possible. You can add even blocks, but visual ones. The functionality or functional mods will be possible only server side. So only when you have dedicated server, like we have a partnership with Nitrado, so whoever will start dedicated server on Nitrado or even elsewhere, it doesn't have to be Nitrado, he can add there some server-side mods and then it will of course work as well. And there will be scripting in the dedicated servers, not in single player. Unfortunately, there is no way to run scripts on console. Like, I wonder when Xbox or Microsoft and Sony will ditch out this like requirement.
The strict rules, right, around the scripting, because
Yes.
and I know, like, I think now obviously the calls for this will be even louder because we've heard ever since Xbox release, we've had people really wishing that they could get scripts in single player scripts on from the Xbox hosted side, but that really is a limitation of not a limitation of the ecosystem, but like some rules, right, that we have to follow.
Yes.
So
But who knows?
yeah,
Maybe
who
they
knows
will
what will
their
change?
mind.
But it's I think that's also important to note as well for the guys. And so it will be the same situation with PlayStation. I think just now we'll have more people asking about how can we fix this, because of course there'll be all the PlayStation players as well. But in general, guys, it's like it's not up to us. Is kind of the main thing, at least with that. Like there's still, I know we've had some discussions about having some kind of like pre-approved scripts maybe, or some kind of ones that are like implemented by us. I think could this be some solution if there was like 10 popular things, as long as they were, performance friendly or something? Could that be some kind of middle ground, do you think?
Possibly, yes.
Yeah.
But since we have like, the modding community is so vibrant around Space Engineers,
Yeah.
that I think 10 mods or 10 scripts wouldn't cut it. You would
It's true, isn't it?
always
It is
miss all these like awesome things that are on workshops, that I'm not sure whether it would fix it.
It's a good point. It is a good point. It would be hard if we had to do something like that. To pick 10 would be probably a challenge, right? I mean, yeah. So if you think, let me just double check here. I'm trying to multitask. We're just driving around here. Have you seen the stream, Chenda? I'm not sure if you're watching the stream.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
I see that you are driving on the. I think it's Mars, right?
Yeah, I forget. I think it's Mars, but I actually thought the guys wanted. Yeah, it is Mars because the gravity's the gravity's like normal. I thought there was talk about Titan as well, so I think it is Mars right now. Oh no! Nearly fell down a big old hole there. We've still got.
And the last thing that players can be interested in is essentially some limitations which have to be there for consoles, otherwise you would run out of memory. Consoles doesn't have virtual memory, so we have to kind of contain it. So there will be, of course, PCU limitations, which they are on PC as well, 100K, same limit in safe mode. But unlike on PC where you can enable experimental mode and ditch out all the limits, on PlayStation, same as on Xbox, it will be still limited but extended.
Right.
So it can crash, but not that often. It's still kind of like usable, or not crash, but run much slower. And it will be for PS4, it will be 200K, for PS5 it will be 500K, which I think it's pretty good already. It's like some small server. And of course, like multiplayer, there will be like 4 players for PlayStation 4, 8 players for PlayStation 5 in lobby mode, so like player hosted. That's a big thing. Like we still will have lobby, like player hosted multiplayer. You don't have to have dedicated servers. And on dedicated servers, it's actually like nearly unlimited, but usually we have 16 or 32. It depends on how powerful hardware you have.
Right, of course. That will always be the case. I just wanted to check here. So we went over the. I mean, there is some list. I think there's some list of other details about, like, I think we've already covered it. The PS5 will have higher graphic settings than the PS4, and the Pro, which will have higher settings than the base 4.
Exactly.
There's, I mean, just to flick over some more here. Some of the large asteroids will not be possible. Unknown signals, community translations. These are things that will not be supported, and the armor costs as well will be 2 PCU, which is the same as Xbox, right? I think so. Yeah.
Exactly.
So yeah. Third-party scenarios won't be supported at the time, but all first-party scenarios, First Jump, Learn to Survive, Never Surrender, will be there, minus Lost Colony, which is again same as Xbox. So I think it's.
But actually, I think the scenarios themselves should work.
Yeah.
Even on PlayStation, but without
scripts. Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
Makes them less
So
attractive,
some like worlds, some third-party, like some community world will work, but again, if the script's there, it won't. So that's the main thing there. And yeah, I think that really is kind of it. And then we have the wish list in the blog post there. And of course, we've had that pasted multiple times in the chat. And I guess finally, there's some questions at the bottom, the frequently asked questions. So we can answer these. We'll kind of might be repeating a little bit here, but that's fine. And then we'll take some questions.
We already covered that. Like the only thing that we haven't covered is whether like there will be Ultimate Edition.
Edition, yeah.
There will be for sure. So because like buying DLCs one by one is just tedious.
Right.
So this will give you full experience without like too much clicking.
So
and
yes,
it's cheaper.
Yeah. So, and regarding the ones on the website, guys. So I can just quickly go through it. Oh yeah, no, it's good. Ultimate Edition will be there. So in that case, if we've covered all those points, we can look at the chat now. I think Aaron can always DM me if there's anything that he wants to. And actually, Aaron, if you want, I know you, if you just want to, Aaron is like lurking in the background here. If you wanted to actually voice chat here, feel free to just swing by and add something if you like, man. No pressure, of course. If not, we can just look into the chat now and see if there's any questions that you guys have. So guys, ask away. We probably missed some earlier when the chat was flying and we were playing here and going over this. But for now, as Chenda's here, can we please ideally keep it connected to this announcement today of PlayStation here, and we can use Chenda's great knowledge here to answer them.
But great knowledge, but limited to PlayStation. I wasn't involved in Automaton's update or recent updates of PC.
Exactly. That's why I was saying, because people are asking about Grid AI, even though I said PlayStation. So for those who may have joined us, Marek already touched on that. The summary for the Grid AI is that I've gone blank. No, is that we basically want to spend more time on it. Marek also really wants to see it the best that it can be. So it's really. I've been saying this already on stream for a while now, but it's not an easy feature set to work on. AI, pathfinding, all of this stuff, it's really not that easy features, even compared to the Warfare 2 update, right? So that's the main thing, that we want to release it, but we really want to make sure that it's as intuitive.
Yeah, like the updates are still bigger and bigger, right?
Right. And
I think guys should think about it.
And we've got Lucas, we've got Meridius in the chat, who, as you guys know, works on a lot of this stuff from a community point of view, and they can confirm this stuff is hard. There we go. Thank you, Meridius. So let's have a look. I'm just going to scroll as half meter. I'll just leave my camera here, and you guys can see the testers here. Thank you so much to our QA team as well for joining us, and they've made it daytime, for actually, wow, the time of day is changing, for kind of making this playtest run nicely here.
And not only joining now, but also actually helping with the development of the PlayStation as well.
Of course.
A lot. Essentially the update or the release wouldn't be without our QA guys.
100%. I mean, it goes without saying, but you're definitely right that we are very grateful for them. And I mean, that's an opportunity to say from actually all elements of our team, because it's not just the programmers. There were some art things here and there to also make for PlayStation. But yeah, the testers are really working hard. Obviously, right now, this week and recent times to make sure that this version of Space Engineers will be up to standard, right? So they're really working crazy right now, and that's why it's all cool that even in their now free time, they've chosen to stop by today and play with us. So we've got our Xbox.
Okay, I see some question here.
Okay, go ahead. Ask anything you see. Answer anything you see. Yeah.
Was syncing between platforms the main challenge aspect in developing the Xbox and PC updates? I'm not sure what syncing means. If you mean cross-platform or cross-play.
Yeah, I think I didn't see the question there, but that's
actually, no. We are using Epic Online Services. Oh, hey guys.
Here they all are.
And that makes it so easy. The crossplay is using Epic Online Services is really just a matter of setup in the backend and few changes.
Great, let me see
what was the main challenge was actually making the render running. So, Seagate Games spent I don't know, year and a half just getting it to the functional state. So yeah, that was a challenge.
Here we go. I'm trying to put, there's a lot of stuff. Let's see. I saw a sneaky question there about V-Rage 3, and obviously that is something that you could talk about a bit more. I think we want to try and keep it focused today, but If you could sum up V-Rage 3 development in a couple sentences, how it's going, just
All right. So yeah, V-Rage is another thing I know a little bit about.
yes, just a little bit,
Great
just a tiny little bit.
Thank you. So that's actually my main like work, like thing that I'm working on. Like PlayStation is something where I'm communicating with the external studios, and right now even having small internal team, but like VH 3 is something that I'm fully dedicated on time-wise. And yeah, we started like year and a half ago with some analysis. So first we checked other engines like Unreal, Unity, and we took like nearly half a year of whole team, like 10 developers, to investigate whether it's actually better to use different engine. So after lots of investigation and lots of tests, we concluded that yes, we can probably do the game in Unreal or maybe even Unity, but it would take a lot of rewrites and lots of like changes in the engine. Like it would essentially become a very custom version of the engine. So in the end, it seemed like if we would go for it, it would be similar amount of time as writing our own engine, because Auto, Unreal and Unity had like lots of features. We are using limited set of them, and on top we are using many features that they don't have, which we would have to like augment the engine with.
I should also. So go ahead. I was just going to say, in general, guys, if you're interested in V-Rage 3 development updates and news, definitely follow Chenda on Twitter, because even in the recent months there's been some really interesting threads about their work on it and this kind of comparison of other engines. So if we can get a link in the chats, there's Chenda in the chat there on Twitch. There, T Chendos there, and maybe we can get that link copied across. So if you're interested in, keen development in general, it's definitely a channel to follow on Twitter, because he's some of the examples are amazing, and there was a really cool kind of ship crashing optimization video that you posted also quite recently, which is amazing. Like basically you had the ship crashing on a planet, and it was just making this smooth kind of trench right as it crashed. It was really, really epic. So and of course we're doing these kind of V-Rage streams. I've done one, and we definitely want to do more. The last one was on the volumetric water, and that was with Peter, but I'm sure that we will be doing one with Chenda at some point in the future when the time is right, and we're looking forward to it. I think V-Rage 3 is
I wouldn't call it crash. It was like crash landing.
Yeah. Crash landing. Yeah, okay. This is where the fun begins. Yeah, exactly. But in general, V-Rage 3 is like it's so insane. It's going to blow everyone's minds. I think it's obviously still like early days, and there's a long way to go.
Don't hold your breath, guys.
Yeah,
it will be like next year or next year.
Is it
probably not even next year?
Yeah. So in general, early days, there's a long way to go, but already some of the things that the guys are experimenting on and trying out, it's really, really, really epic. So that was just a touching on V-Rage 3, as I saw some questions there about that. So let's come back to PlayStation here, the main purpose of today's stream. Craven's asking system requirements of PlayStation 5, like hard drive size mainly. Do you happen to know?
Nothing special. Like it will be same as on PC, like 20, 30. I think now we are at 30 gigs with all the DLCs, something like that.
Okay, so it's the same then. So 30 GB maybe, or something like that. There won't be a disc version either. This is going to be online via the digital only, on the PlayStation Store. It might say on it, right? I'm not sure on the list, because it just went live, right? This wish list. I don't know if it has the requirements on there. I don't know if it has the install size. I don't know what the hell this is.
I'm not even sure whether like on PlayStation you can write some requirements. But it's just like you can have PlayStation and that's it. It will work.
No, not so much like, you know, CPU or whatever, but mainly just like, I think they normally have the install size or something there, because obviously, like, you have limited storage space. So, so let's see, actually, if there's any more questions here. There were more, I might have missed it. So if you have any questions really about the PlayStation version of Space Engineers, you know, our announcement today, any questions about the pre-orders, the capabilities, anything like that, we would love to, or just some general development questions about PlayStation. It'd be great to answer them here while we have Chenda with us. So I'm just following this here. Okay, are there any plans to release new gen console edition? I think PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X have enough power to handle more planets, like, for example. And I think you already mentioned that about PS5, right? The PS5 version is kind of different.
We definitely support both. PS5 is native port. On Series X, we have a non-native port, so it's like compat mode. But it's not necessary for Xbox to do a native port, because it runs just like, we can use all the hardware, can use all the memory, so it runs really as good as on PlayStation 5.
Yeah, so that's just the setup's a bit different, probably because of the way the platforms are set up. So, like, yeah, like,
unfortunately, we cannot. Like, you are playing on PS4 Pro, right? Like,
yeah, PS4
it
Pro.
said that we couldn't stream from the PS5 because, like, it's still not that polished. Although, like, we have their guy playing it, but it needs a little bit more love to be able to stream. I hope that with the pre-order update stream, we will already be showcasing the PS5 stream.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That would be cool indeed. So thank you for your question, Tereslav. Let's see who else we got here. Will PS4 players be able to download ships that use mods, weapon mods? I think it probably depends if there's some scripting involved, right?
Well, on dedicated server, if it will be only server-side mod, then it will work. But I believe that the weapon mods have also some visuals, some like scripts on the client side to show whatever, like shields or some lasers, etc. So unfortunately, that wouldn't work.
Okay, so that's
not possible.
And again, that is the same. It's whatever the situation is for Xbox. There, it's the same for PlayStation. So the mods that you can have on PlayStation or Xbox now will be the same, and it's going to use mod.io. So you guys are aware as well. So the same way you go about uploading and subscribing to mods, it's all going to be through that system. So in the meantime, we're jumping in the shuttle here, I think.
Yeah.
Let's fly back to space, guys.
You are still pasting more and more crates into the world.
Yes.
I will be careful.
Stress testing. Well, we're leaving for space now. We're all getting inside the dropship and we're leaving to space. So,
like, we didn't do many of these tests. So
live QA testing here, Chenda.
Yeah, exactly. Live QA testing. That's very nice of you guys.
Well, if the testers want to do a bit of cleanup, that would be great as well. But so far it's okay. So far, I think.
All right. Yeah. Go ahead, guys. At least
go ahead, break it.
Stress test. Yeah.
Yeah. Live stress testing. And I already gave the disclaimer that obviously not everything is finished yet and polished and stuff. So there might be maybe some issues here and there. Okay. So someone else can fly the ship here because it's better if I'll be just focusing on the stream here, but I'll leave us at a nice angle. We're leaving behind our rovers. It was good fun though. It's always just fun getting a bunch of rovers together and just driving across the surface. I mean,
it's amazing how it's performing well. I didn't know that it will handle like this kind of load on PS4 Pro.
Wow, here you go. Right, if someone takes the middle seat, I think, unless we're stuck in the ground here, hopefully we're going to fly here. So let's see. There's more comments coming in now about PlayStation here. Hold on. So some people are asking if will there be some decals for PlayStation, like some special edition of PlayStation with Space Engineers on it. You know, they do these limited edition consoles with the graphics on. I think that's.
We are not planning to sell them, but I think with Xbox version we had some special like Xbox
Oh, we can definitely
Right?
we can definitely look in, like, it's not, I know it's not something that we're currently planning, but we can definitely look into it, I think. There's actually a lot of questions coming in now. I'm just seeing there was one here that says PlayStation and Xbox have analog input. Any plans for that on PC? Custom analog axes? Well, I think they do have analog axes, but then the thing is, it works the same on PC, in the sense that, like, on the controller at least. But I don't think, like, for example, the thrust is still not analog. I don't think, right? You know, when you hold down the trigger, I don't think
it should be analog.
Okay. Okay, we can test this out here. But I think you guys need to repaste the ship. I think the ship is actually stuck in the ground, guys. So if you repaste the ship... No, this happens on PC. That's not actually...
I know.
That's this...
Yeah, it's a server thing.
No, it's more than that. Even single player, it's this grid. I have it happens to be in single player. This grid is a little bit funny when it goes on the planet, on a thing for some reason.
Well, if you paste it into the voxel, it's then a static grid, right?
Okay, now it's flying. Okay,
Like
we can all jump in now.
Someone is asking what is the FPS cap, like frames per seconds on PlayStation. So on PS5, 60 FPS, on PS4, 30 FPS, and what we are now like doing that on PS4 Pro, we would like to have 60 FPS. So hopefully we will get it. Yeah, we are working on it.
Super. That's another good question there. And apparently it is analog thrust, so that's a good question. And I imagine if you plug in a controller into the PC, you could also get analog thrust, no? Or is the analog...
definitely. It should be the same.
So is the question more like, can we get analog thrust via mouse and keyboard? No, I'm serious. I'm trying to understand if that was the question more so.
I'm not sure whether we can get it, but we don't have it now.
That was the question.
We have it a little bit on, like, regarding the steering of the wheels, because if you press it, it starts turning. If you unpress it, it will start getting back. So if you are, clicking a lot, you will kind of get the angle that you want. So that's just standard thing.
Gotcha. More like joystick support. That's another common question.
I wouldn't say it's analog.
Okay, I got you. Yeah.
It's just frequency. Okay, there is a question with can we expect space engineers to come to Switch soon? Definitely not soon. And I'm not sure whether actually Switch will be able to handle it, but I expect there will be another console from Nintendo, like essentially Switch 2 or something.
Switch Pro.
That can be considered then, but we are definitely not working on it. And if we will do at some point, it will take. Well, PlayStation took 2.5 years.
So you can estimate, right? You guys can estimate. And then after that will come the iOS and Android versions, right, Chenda?
I will be maybe retired by then.
But it's funny, actually. I mean, you wonder how many years it would take until you could actually have a game like Space Engineers running on a mobile, because you think, like, the fact that even, like GTA San Andreas, right? It runs on, I know it's not comparable. In general, like, it came out, I don't know, 20 years ago or something, and it at some point was then playable on, like, smartphones. Space Engineers is nowhere near because of the terms of the physics and everything else, but you wonder in terms of, like, technology-wise, like, how many years away would it be from making, like, it working more or less out of the box with the graphics kind of turned down or whatever? Because of course you can make, like, a dedicated, like, mobile version which was, like, super low graphics and all the blocks would be simplified and everything, but I don't know, I'm just theorizing here, but
I think, like, mobiles and especially iPads, the tablets are so powerful that I think they are usually more powerful than Switch. So,
well, yeah, possibly. Like, it's getting there. Every single
like, bigger challenge on these devices would be controls,
right?
Touch controls.
Yeah.
There is a question: keyboard and mouse on PS? Yes, definitely.
Oh, that's a good. Yeah, that was a good one. Yeah. So same as Xbox as well. If you want to plug in like if I was playing on console, guys, I don't want to be mean to the controller users, but just for me personally, even if I was playing on PlayStation, I would also plug in a mouse and keyboard, because I think now there are pros, right? People who really know their controllers are really good at it, and I've seen, like, for example, on Xbox, there's this like guy who builds these massive mechs, and from my understanding, he builds these massive complex mechs with a controller. So it's possible, but it's just hard for me to imagine getting to that kind of proficiency with a controller. But for those of you who want to who don't maybe have that proficiency or want to skip learning the proficiency of the controller for the game, then yes, you can plug in mouse and keyboard too. So that's a good question.
Mm-hmm. Another question, Linux support. So I think like it works. It even works on Steam Deck. You don't have like native support.
Steam Deck came up actually, didn't it? I saw some questions about Steam Deck. So.
Yeah. So it's working, guys. It's not like officially supported, but so I think Philip tested it and it works, right?
Yeah, no. From what I understand, it does work. I think the question that people would want is basically having it is somehow this like Valve approved Steam Deck certified mode, which isn't right now.
It's definitely not. But the how it's called, their emulation library, I don't remember the name, actually does quite a good job. Yeah, it works.
Yes, so...
And I think on Linux there is a vibrant community that runs Space Engineers on Linux again, with some like emulation, but kind of. Okay.
No, so I for sure think that we could. That wouldn't be so hard to imagine, right? To see a version on like a more certified version on Steam Deck.
We don't plan Samsung fridges support, guys.
What was the question?
Samsung fridges.
Samsung fridge. Oh, it's just the fact that you're getting these.
No. you want to get me killed.
Can you imagine Chender just like programming, and he'll have his like PC, but it'll be plugged into the fridge, and then he'll be like pressing buttons on the fridge while like also like on his keyboard. He'll be like in his kitchen actually. Maybe Marek, maybe the company would like get the fridge, and then Chender would be kind of having like he actually use it. He could be getting out food at the same time.
All the developers in the room would have fridge by the desk, right? Debugging it.
Yeah, the fridge at every desk. That'd be something. Yeah. But I mean,
at least we would have like supply of the cold beer, right?
Right, exactly.
Right?
Easy access. You wouldn't have to get out your seat. You could just like sit, lean back, open the fridge, and pull something out. Perfect. I mean, we're joking around here, but like the main thing is that we still would love to get Space Engineers into as many hands and players as possible. That's the dream. Of course, some are going to be harder than others. But the dream is definitely to get as many players playing as possible, right? So yeah. Okay, so we've got some. Still got some more questions here, but I just see again, Chender, if you see any ones that you know the answer to or want to answer that you feel like are important here, I'm just going to try and see if I can see any. But you're pretty good at finding them here. So guys, any more questions about PlayStation? Have a look.
Multitask and like talk and read, but it doesn't work well. Erin, are you able to spot something, please?
Calling Erin. Buzzing in Erin.
Just repaste it, for example, into the tweet.
I think we've hit most of these. I think the big questions we keep seeing is just compatibility questions or crossplay questions. DMing the community manager does not get your question answered quickly. So if you're looking for crossplay, yes, PlayStation, Xbox, PC, lots of crossplay. The game will run. Your expectations on how well it should run will be dictated by the blog post, which we can paste again in chat right here. There you go.
Yeah, guys, don't watch the stream, just read the blog, right? And someone is asking in crossplay the PCU limit. So in crossplay, the PCU limit is dictated by the server, so it's essentially unlimited. We don't have limits there. If you connect with PlayStation to the server, it can have millions of PCUs, and it's
there you go.
And this is only possible because of dynamic replication, which we already introduced for the Xbox,
Yeah.
which kind of like streams your surrounding, but only to the extent what fits your memory. So it's if there is too much things around you, it will just shorten the range to which you see all the grades and to which you can interact.
Okay.
So usually in our multiplayer it's 3 kilometers, the replication radius, but on Xbox and now on PlayStation we are shrinking it dynamically if there is too much stuff and it would kill your device.
Interesting. Oh, just quickly touching back on the native the Linux. Bailey in chat says they got SE working great on Linux through Proton. It's basically native.
Yes.
Only issue is the
thing.
G menu. G menu is the only issue. I'm not sure exactly how, but it's probably something quite specific. Regarding, I saw some of the questions about PlayStation here. Someone said, how about PlayStation Plus? Is it included? I think this is probably, I'm not sure if we know the answer to that right now, right? This is the, do you know gender, anything?
Answer to what? Sorry? I was reading.
Sorry, yes, okay.
Multitask.
PlayStation Plus, will Space Engineers be included with PlayStation Plus? The subscription games.
At some point, maybe.
Well,
but
it's not on the Xbox Game Pass, is it, right now, right? So I think we've had people asking for Game Pass as well. And I think,
guys, write to PlayStation, write to Microsoft for Game Pass. Ask them. If you ask them, they will see the demand and they will offer us something nice.
It's like, we want it.
So far, no offer.
There you go. So that's an answer to that.
It's not that we wouldn't like that.
Okay. So that's actually also, that's because I didn't know the answer to that, because actually I have had the Game Pass come up quite a fair bit actually in the past, but good to know. So hopefully at some point, right? Let's see.
Put the pressure on the big giants.
Put the pressure on. We've got will PlayStation Space Engineers use all 16 CPU threads? More technical question there, Chenda.
Well, obviously we have the game multi-threaded so far. PS4 has only 8 threads. I'm not aware that the PS5 would have 16. Maybe like this, how it's called, hyper-threading, which is not really useful. We are essentially tailored to 8 threads.
Okay.
And we are using them a lot.
But I think even on... Go on.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say even on PC it's the same. I think 8 threads is great, and I think any more than 8 threads you'll see limited returns, right? I think currently. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That's been the case for a while.
Not really tailored to 16 or more.
But it didn't used to be tailored for 8. It used to be tailored for, I want to say 4, but even 1. I remember at some point, like, there was always, like, remember there was, correct me, but I'm pretty sure at one point in SE's history, there was this time where, like, it was really heavy on 1 core. And then we kind of expanded it to 4 cores. And then another time we kind of expanded it to be great with 8 cores and hyper-threading and stuff like that. Does that sound right to you?
Yeah.
I vaguely remember a time where there was, like...
But I wouldn't say 1 core, because even the first release of Space Engineers had like 2 cores, like it had render and the main thread.
Okay.
But really just 2 cores.
It was 2 cores, okay.
Yeah.
I just remember this you've probably seen, it's not just about Space Engineers, in general, you see the memes about like CPU 0, and then like, the meme CPU 0 digging the hole, and then all the other CPUs standing around watching, something like this. Is some meme like that, but that's not the case anymore for SE. So yeah. We will start to wrap this up soon, but it'd be great if we can get some more questions. We'll definitely see another PlayStation stream in the future, especially around the beta release or the and the release itself. So definitely there will be more PlayStation content soon. Let's see here. So will the PC limit be the same on PS5 and on PS4? So no.
No. PS5 has more memory, so why to like limit it so much? So PS5 have 500K in experimental mode, of course. In like safe mode, when you install, boot up, it's 100K for every platform, even PC.
Great. Okay. Just need more here. How well will SE run on a normal PlayStation, PS4, and will we need PlayStation Plus to play online?
Yeah, unfortunately, you will need PS Plus to play online. That's just the rule of Sony. Nothing to do about it. We are not free to play game where they are doing some exceptions, but in our case, it's not possible. And I think it runs reasonably well on the PS4, like the base, and it should run pretty well on PS4 Pro.
Super. There's the... there was a trailer at the very beginning, but the trailer was mainly was about kind of revealing the new platform, Jack. Will local multiplayer work on PS4? Wait, so you're local multiplayer.
Like split screen? No.
I guess that's the question. Yeah. Or maybe like LAN or something. Like LAN. But no, I guess not. It's hosted games. Hosted games, yes, but not local, right? No, I don't think so.
If you have locally at your house 2 PlayStations connected to the internet, then they will punch through and communicate probably directly. I'm not sure, we haven't tested. So it will be similar to local multiplayer, very, very short ping, but it will need the internet connection.
Okay. Sing any more here? I think in general.
So why is PCU for Armor 2 on PS instead of 1? Okay, so very simply put, because Armors, like the PCUs, are, when we originally conceived it many years ago, before Xbox, before consoles, they were essential measurement of the performance. So we always measured any new block, how much performance it eats, and assigned PCUs based on that. Going forward, on Xbox, we kind of figure out that it's not just only about performance, but we also need to limit memory. And ARMs are quite hungry for memory. So we had to increase it, not to run out of it.
Well, I guess.
Sorry, guys.
We would have had to have had otherwise. I guess if it was 1. No, I'm just thinking that you'd have to make.
If it would be 1 and you just maxed out 100k armors, you would probably run out of memory.
So that's.
Or likely, there would be bigger likelihood, considering other stuff that is in the world, free planets, whatever else, and suddenly you are on the edge and it's just too dangerous.
Yeah. PS Vita edition. Will there be one?
Sure. No. It's a museum piece, right? Why to do games for?
Wait, is Vita piece? Am I getting? I'm sure if I'm thinking the PSP. Was it PS?
It's a museum piece.
Oh, okay.
Is correct. Yeah, that thing belongs in an archive somewhere.
I just couldn't remember okay.
Okay, we can also port it to ZX Spectrum, for example. Sure, guys. Commodore 64.
Commodore Game Boy Advance SP, yeah, all of them.
Yeah, thank you.
It would be cool in a way, especially if some of these older, and these had the Game Boy, if we had some kind of pixel version, or something, that might run, but it'd have to be some kind of simplified gameplay quite a bit. Oh yeah, smartwatches. Yeah, we've forgotten some, Gender. Smartwatches as well.
Well, just iffy. I think it was lots of fun now, but let's talk seriously.
Yeah.
Having second screen for the game would be really awesome. Some app which would, for example, monitor your server and tell you, or your base, example, and tell you that you are under attack, or some like useful things. So that's something we are having in the back of our minds. Whether it materializes, I don't know. We will see.
Cool. Okay. So just for people asking the grid, I know. Guys, I know that many of you are waiting for the next update, and like I said, we really also would like to release it, but the main thing is that it's just not ready yet. That's the main thing. It's not ready yet, and there's a lot of the features are complex, and to get them right and working in the way that we want, it needs more time in the oven. That's the main thing. So it's not like we want to keep it from you, and the main thing is that PlayStation, this release today, it might seem like it, but this announcement today has no impact on the Grid.io update. This was ready. As Chen has mentioned, this has been in the works for a while, and this has been in parallel being worked on, and it was ready the time had come. So for this announcement to be made, so that this isn't instead of the Grid.io update or anything like that. It's just the simple fact that update really needs more work on it for us to be happy and to really feel proud to release it, if you see what I mean. So I know it's frustrating. I know you guys have been waiting, but that's the honest update truth for you guys. So
yeah, for sure. And therefore we also cooperate with the external companies on this part, so we don't drain precious resources for development of space engineers.
That's also important. Let's see here. I'm just okay then. So I think I believe Eric, let's just get a final check from Mr. Kianada there. Kianada, do you think we are all good on the there's always more questions.
I think we're all good. Yeah, I think we're all good. We are just as excited as all of you are about Grid AI and about that coming update. We don't have an ETA for it, but we do want to continue to invest time in development of it so that it can be the best it can possibly be before we let it out. So, yep.
I can see the minor world ship. Wait, what? I hear myself somewhere. So it's actually for another stream. So that's cool. Thank you, man. That's important to note, 100%. And there was something I wanted to add to that. 1 second here. I think mainly now just a final reminder about the things that we always kind of mention, but a good to remind. Just if you guys aren't a part of our Discord yet, please do join discord.gg/KeenSWH. And that is still, especially, I'm not sure if we have how many potential new players who are finally going to be able to play Space Engineers because of today's announcement. But our Discord's a great place to ask more questions when the stream's not online, and that can be, the community is great there. So if you need help with the game, ideas to get started, also looking for friends to play with, modding, getting started out, it is the place to go. So if you're not in there yet, please do join. And the second thing to always remind is that the support site. Thank you guys who use that frequently and keep on reporting the bugs, suggesting ideas to us. And there's always a lot to go through, but our testers do always appreciate getting those rather than kind of hearing about some issue through the grapevine or something. So it's really great that players are using that support site, and we just want to encourage you that if you do have any issues with the game or suggestions to carry on using that site. But I think that is all for today, unless you have any final words.
I have a question.
Okay, a question. Okay, super. Question from Chanda.
Guys, who actually, out of you here connected, have a PlayStation?
Yes, I nearly always do this. Okay, guys, let's see an 07 in the chat if you have a PlayStation 4 or 5. I would say more, but ideally PlayStations that can run Space Engineers. Let's see a show of hands in the chat Thank you, Chenda. I always ask these kind of questions.
No PSPs, sorry.
PSPs, I know. Ones that will... Let's have a look then.
Okay, there are some.
Also in YouTube, there's people in YouTube as well. There's more people in YouTube. There's a handful in Twitch, but actually on YouTube, there's a whole page of people here. There's probably, what, 20, 30 there. 2 PlayStations. I need one of yours. I've got. I have to. Unfortunately, the one I've been playing on today, I have to return. The testers need it for testing, but yeah, it's been really fun. It's been really fun, and yeah, it's just really cool to see. I'm just looking at the game right now.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Jennifer, for joining us and going over some of the details and answering questions. I'm sure we'll see you soon in the future for either PlayStation related news and updates, or maybe some V-Rage stuff, which can also be coming who knows when, but big stuff there. So thank you so much, man, and thank you to the entire community for today's stream and joining us, and we'll see you guys very soon, probably next Thursday, for another Devs Lost in Space stream, and we will roll the trailer one last time to finish the stream off here. So thank you, guys. See you in the next one.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See
Bye-bye.
you guys. Bye.